Members of both parties on Thursday pushed back on President Donald Trump's suggestion of delaying the November election over concerns about mail-in voting.
I understand the president's concern about mail-in voting, which is different than absentee voting. But never in the history of the federal elections have we ever not held an election, and we should go forward with our election.
The president floated the idea of delaying the November 3rd election in a tweet, saying an increase in mail-in voting will make 2020 the most inaccurate and fraudulent election in history. The post comes as Trump faces a significant deficit in the polls and a new report showing the U.S. economy had its worst quarter on record. It's the latest in a series of unfounded attacks on mail-in voting from President Trump. During a funeral service honoring Congressman John Lewis, former President Barack Obama blasted any effort to restrict access to the ballot box.
But even as we sit here, there are those in power who are doing their darndest to discourage people from voting by closing polling locations and targeting minorities and students with restrictive ID laws and attacking our voting rights with surgical precision, even undermining the Postal Service in the run-up to an election that's going to be dependent on mail-in ballots so people don't get sick.
A new survey from Newsy and Ipsos found ensuring fair elections is top of mind for voters heading into November. 54% of those surveyed expressed concern about mail-in ballot fraud, including 74% of Republicans. Some Democrats have also noted that the president may not accept the results of the election if Joe Biden wins the White House, something he didn't directly answer during a Fox News interview.
But she looks like can you give a direct answer? You will accept the election?
I have to see. Look, I have to see. No, I'm not going to just say yes. I'm not going to say no, and I didn't last time either.
Attorney General William Barr was asked about this during congressional testimony earlier in the week.
If the results are clear, I would leave office.
23% of respondents said they would support the president staying in office if he lost re-election and refused to accept the results, with 62% against. A president does not have the unilateral authority to delay an election, and any change must be made through Congress. After a vote by the Electoral College and certification of election results, the 20th Amendment of the Constitution specifically states that a president and vice president must begin their term at noon on January 20th, the year following the general election. Willie James Inman, Newsy, Washington.